everyone. So today's video is going to be a sort of first impression on some new NYX products I picked up at Ulta. I realize I look crazy as hell right now because all I have done are my eyes, my brows, but I wanted to leave my face fresh to try out these new products. So one of the products that I picked up is the NYX Born to Glow Illuminator, and when I swatched it in store, it seemed kind of like the Magic Lumi Primer, which is sort of like a white iridescent primer. And I'll go ahead and show you what it's like, and then I'm going to go ahead and actually use it as a base or as a primer for today's foundation. So this is a product. It's just got like a white pearlescent exterior, which is really nice and clean. And then this is what it looks like. It comes out white, but you can see it kind of blends out to this nice pearl type of color. So I'm sure it will help really illuminate my skin. It feels nice and hydrating and smooth and doesn't feel too silicone-y, but definitely feels smooth. So hopefully it will help prime my face. And then for the second product that I'm going to do a first impression on, I was really excited to pick this up. This is a NYX Cream and Contour Highlight, and I got mine in the color light. The medium looked like the color might be too warm, and the deep looked like it was obviously going to be too dark. However, I did see that the deep contour colors got really good reviews. So they did recommend it for someone who's looking for a deeper contour color. The colors looked really gorgeous. I almost wanted to get them just to like use for like a cream bronzer because they looked really pretty. So if you're looking to try out a cream contour product, I would definitely check the deep one out. So it's really exciting that the drugstore now has a more affordable cream contour kit, and I'm excited to try this out. Hopefully it is amazeballs. So let's go ahead and jump into it. I'm going to start with the Born to Glow and do like a light layer foundation, and then I'll get into the cream contour. I'm just going to put a small amount to begin with. Pretty illuminating. It doesn't look like anything super intense. And I'm going to go in with the Makeup Forever Ultra HD foundation. And I'm going to go in with the light layer of this because we are going to cream contour. So it is making me feel pretty glowy coming through the foundation. The foundation itself is kind of a dewy finish, not really, but it is definitely accentuating that. And you can kind of see in this area, it's coming off really luminous. So that is really nice. I think this might be nice for like summertime when you don't want to go in super heavy with makeup. So you might want to mix this with the pump of foundation and just give yourself like a nice glow. I'm going to go ahead and dive into the NYX Cream Contour Palette, and I swear these packages are like child-proof. Like they really don't want you to get in there with the damn makeup. So what's nice is the packaging is nice. It's really sleek, and it has your contour shade. It has a shimmery highlighter, like a cream highlighter, and then it has your highlighting shade. So the more banana toned yellow looking shade. It has a plastic covering on top, so it's almost like it's keeping your product fresh, which is pretty cool. So it's just gonna come off like so. And then there's your product. So I kind of dabbled in these a little bit. I haven't worn them on my face, so this will be my first impression. These don't feel as creamy as I thought they would feel. And I know it's kind of expected with some cream contours. I know some people use the Anastasia Beverly Hills Cream Contour Kit, and they always mix it with the beauty oil if you are on the drier side. If you are on the oily side, you probably won't have that problem. I am on the drier side, so I don't want this product to kind of tug at my skin. So I'm going to see if I can just dip my brush in and kind of warm it up, and then see if I need to add a beauty oil. The color looks promising. It doesn't look too warm. It looks on the cooler side, which is ideal for contouring. So I'm going to go ahead and try to use the contour colors first just to place everything on my face and get it going. And I think I am going to need the oil because just kind of going like this, it's not really letting me pick up any product. So I put a little drop of a skin oil. You can use any oil you have. You can use argan oil. Any beauty oil will work. Okay, so I just put in 1 drop of oil, and I'm going to go ahead and mix it in, see if that kind of helps. Looks like it kind of needs to be warmed up a bit too. Like, you know how sometimes you need to break that initial layer on some products? Okay, now that I have a good amount, I'm going to pat some on a paper towel just so I don't go in super crazy. And then I'm going to start by placing it on the contours of my face right here. So ideally for contouring, I mean, most people know this, you kind of do tip of the ear and kind of follow the hollows right here. You don't want to bring it down too much because that's going to defeat the purpose of your contour. And you don't want to bring it in too far unless you really want that like Kim K kind of like really harsh contour. And I'm going to start out light. Looks pretty solid actually. And I do have a rounder face, so I'm going to take it a little bit in the temples here. The product is kind of definitely hard to pick up, but if you have a beauty oil, looks like it's pretty promising so far, so don't get too discouraged. And I'm going to do some light contouring up here. Okay, and then I'm just picking up product once I mix the beauty oil in, kind of dabbing it on a napkin and then going in and getting a cleaner swipe. And then I'm going to do a little bit of a jawline right here. So that is the contour shade right there. It's pretty nice. It's not warm, but it still looks on the cooler side, which is great. And it looks buildable because at first it kind of goes on sheer. So that part is nice. So I'm going to go ahead and dip into the yellow shade. It looks kind of dry as well. And you can kind of hear it, I guess you could say. So I'm going to go ahead and place another of the beauty oil. Just because you definitely don't want it dry around your eyes either. Okay, and then I'm going to keep this in a triangular section right here under my eyes. I don't want it to come out too much on the sides of my temples because, like I said, I have a rounder face, so I kind of want to create the shadow here and then kind of make this area be more prominent. And then I'll contour my nose in just a second. Then I'll bring it up right here just because it helps clean up my nose contour and helps support the contour lines that you put on your nose. So it looks a little sheer and it doesn't look as yellow as I thought it was going to look. Hopefully this blends out a lot more like yellow or intense. I don't know how to explain it. Okay, so that is the yellow, I guess more banana tone product. I'll see after I blend this out if I want to go ahead and use this shade right here because this is super dry as well. So maybe if I warm it up with my fingers, it will work out well. So I'm going to start by blending out the contour shade. I usually like to go in with a small stippling brush. This is just the L small stippling brush. When I'm doing this, or you can use your sponge. I'm going to see if this works out well. Okay, so this seems to be blending it pretty well. So far I'm liking the blendability. And then when you're blending out a cream contour, just make sure you're kind of going circular and still kind of bringing it up. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and blend out the highlighted colors, and I'm going to use my Real Techniques sponge. This is not blending out so well. Let me go in with the brush. This is not blending out so well. Let me go in with the brush. So the highlight shade is blending out a little crazy. Like it is settling and drying everywhere. Let me zoom in. So I don't know if you can see because my lights are super crazy, but it is like settling all right. Not really feeling that it's settling like a cheaper foundation in my forehead, which is kind of weird because nothing ever really settles in my forehead. I'm hoping once I go in with like a powder, maybe it'll help it. I don't know. I'm gonna go in with the stippling brush and kind of see if I can blend this madness out. So the contour shade I'm feeling. This is a contour shade. It's giving you a nice soft contour. And the highlight shade is brightening, but it is looking really, really patchy and like it's settling, which is weird because I added a beauty oil, so I would think it would be less drying. So I'm gonna go ahead and set with some powders. See if that helps it. I'm going to use the NYX cream powder, which is their banana powder. And then I'm going to go in and set the contour shades with the NYX contour single in Sculpt. I really like this shade. I like that shade a lot. But this shade went all the way left. Like, it is looking so patchy. I don't even know how to explain it. Like, it's making me feel like my makeup is just kind of disastrous right now. So I don't know if you can see how it's like settling all right there and how it's like patchy right here. And I added a beauty oil. So that is the problem. It's just looking like super, super patchy. I'm gonna go ahead and add some blush, finish off my makeup, finish off my lower lash line, and then I'll be right back. Okay, so I went ahead and put some blush and did my lower lash line off camera. Let me give you my thoughts on this palette. Palette was, I believe, 15 bucks. For a drugstore product, that's fine because the more higher end ones are $40. But for me personally, I was only able to get use out of the contour shade. This shade is settling into every nook and cranny of my face, which is really, really disappointing. It does feel pretty brightening. I would say if you are looking to cream contour and you are oily, maybe try this. For me, I'm dry, so this didn't work. I used a beauty oil and this shade still didn't work for me. It just wasn't meshing with my skin. But I do like this shade. It did give me a good amount of warmth. It did give me a nice soft contour. So this is probably something I will get a lot of use out of contouring or just add some color to my face. I have heard good things about the other deeper, like I told you, set for people with deeper skin. So if you do have deeper skin, I would definitely give it a try. But if you are looking to get into cream contouring, pick this up, be a little cautious, and definitely have a beauty oil on hand if you are dry. This color, let me go ahead and swatch it for you. Let me see if it'll actually come up after I warm it up. Just give you like a view of what I'm talking about. So this is the product right here. This is me having to like really work it in there to get anything and then blend it out on my hand. I just really don't like when I don't personally like when I'm putting a product on it and I feel like it's tugging at my skin. I feel like I'm getting wrinkles as I'm putting the product on, which I really am not a fan of. So I am probably only gonna get use, like I said, out of this. So that is my review on the NYX Cream Contour and Highlight Palette. So that concludes my review. I hope it was somewhat helpful. If you're always looking for an affordable product to do some cream contouring, definitely give it a try. Like I said, everybody's skin is different, so it might work for you and it didn't work for me. I have normal to dry skin and it didn't work for me even with a beauty oil. But if you do want to try something, it's 15 bucks. Totally up to you depending on what your skin is like. And if you have picked this up, if you picked up another one of the NYX products, let me know how it worked for you. Maybe you have a tip that will work for me and will help me work with this product that I'm not using or I'm not doing. Don't forget to leave any comments down below on the new NYX products or on this product or on this review. All the information for my social media will be down below, and don't forget to follow me on Snapchat, Instagram, or Twitter so that we can be friends. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye! My HD camera didn't capture is this, like that yellow just legit settled into areas I didn't even know it could settle into, and that's discouraging. Settled into this area, which is like, for me, when I know something's not going to work for me is when it's just settling right here. I tried to blend it out with a wet beauty blender, it didn't work. Even though I used a pore filling primer, it's like managed to make itself into Mars, all these craters, so not cool. So the NYX Cream Contour held up way better than my powdered contours, which I was expecting that. However, the primer is making me super oily and it's been on for about 6 hours.